All right, I want to welcome everybody to the smartphone. It says iPhone on the sheet, but the smartphone photo safari part number 2. Well, group number 2. Part number 1 for group number 2, which is really group number 1. Don't worry about me. I'm running on well, they drug, every time they do a random drug test on the ship, guess who's the first person to get randomly drug tested? I'm the first person, and I'm completely clean. That's what's so funny. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things that have to do with smartphones and tablets and stuff like that. But I want to show you a really cool video first. I want to show you something you've probably never seen before. If you look at your phone, you look at the back of your phone, and you look at the phone, you're like, well, that's a solid piece of hardware. If you look, nothing inside your phone moves, does it?
No.
You're shaking? You hope nothing inside your phone moves, but I can tell you that there's something inside almost every single one of your phones that actually moves. And I had never visually seen this until I came across this video. This is from a YouTube channel called Jerry Rig Everything. Okay? What the guy does is he breaks crap apart and makes it work. So what he did is he opened up a Samsung phone. Bad idea, I know. He was letting the steam out. But I'll show you. This is what's really cool.
Plugged in, I can turn on the phone, and I'm going to do that to test the screen.
Watch this. So you see this little black thing right here? That's the camera, right? This is the camera that's inside of all of our phones. All of the cameras inside of all the phones are actually made by the same company. They're all made by Sony. Sony makes all the cameras that go on smartphones nowadays. Anybody says it's not a Sony, it's a Sony. What's funny is that the Samsung phone uses Sony's camera from the beginning of the year, every year, and then the iPhone uses the one from the end of the year. So it's likely that the Samsung phone I'm going to get in Southampton is going to have a slightly better camera on it than my iPhone. It doesn't have 2 cameras, so it can't do that cool 2-camera thing, but I want to show you how the camera is actually situated in the device, because it's really cool.
It's stabilizing while I move it around.
So you see, it's actually moving inside.
Images clear while you're walking or holding your phone. There's 2 ways to stabilize images. There's optical image stabilization and there's digital image stabilization.
So have you ever seen something like that before? That's actually what's inside of your phone. That's the camera that's running inside of your phone is actually stabilized in exactly that way, which is what's very, very cool. And you wouldn't realize it because you're looking and you're like, oh, now, there's nothing moving inside that phone. There's nothing moving inside that phone. What's wrong with you, Rich?
Is there a gyroscope?
Yes, there's a gyroscope, and then it's actually an electronic gyroscope that's stabilizing it inside. So there's gyroscope, and there's motors that stabilize it, and whenever your camera app is open, your camera is actually moving. The little micro movements you can't see unless you took the whole back off, but that's actually a really cool visual representation of that, yeah.
So it's actually better than a digital camera.
It is better than a digital camera because digital cameras don't all have optical image stabilization inside. The sensor doesn't move inside digital cameras. The sensor moves inside. That's why they've become a lot better. Now I'm going to tell you, it is in all of the pluses from the iPhone side. It's in all the pluses. It's in the 6 Plus and the 6S Plus. It is in the normal 7 as well as the 7 Plus. The one thing that's interesting is it is not in the 2x lens on the 7 Plus. The one that gets you 2 times closer, it's not in that lens. It's only in the 1x lens. So you remember I was zooming earlier today? Is the image stabilization, I'll show you, I'll give you an example. So this is the 1x lens. You see it's actually staying pretty smooth. But if I go to 2x, there's a lot more shake.
You better put a smile on.
See, there's a bit more shake there when I have that 2x lens. Because that optical image stabilization is only on the primary lens. It's only on the 1x lens, to give you an idea. Now, we've talked about that, but what
I didn't understand how you made it go from 1 time to 2 times. Do you touch on that spot?
So, on the iPhone 7, since it has 2 lenses, you can zoom in like that. On other iPhones, you can technically zoom in by pinching, but I don't want you to do that.
Okay.
The reason I don't want you to do that is when you pinch, if I was to zoom, okay, so I've zoomed 3 times closer right there. Now, let's pretend that this is not an iPhone. The math is really hard to do with this phone. Let's pretend it's just an iPhone 6 in my hands. When I zoom 3 times closer, my original picture is 12 megapixels. When I zoom 3 times closer, how many megapixels do I have?
4.
It's actually exponential, so about 2.5. To give you an idea, it's about 2.5 cubed. That's why they're always so ugly. Is because they're a much lower number of megapixels there. So I can zoom in, I can zoom out. I've got a higher number, I've got a lower number of megapixels. It's all based on the number of megapixels that I have on the camera. So when we're talking about the zoom, you want to try and avoid that. Like I said, if you've got a bear and you want to walk closer to it, just walk closer to the bear. Now, the other thing I want to take a little more depth into, and then we're going to go into some of the apps and stuff, is I want to talk about the flash. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take 3 pictures, and I want you to watch my flash when I take these pictures. Just watch the flash. I'll get you guys in a second. Oh, I got to turn on the flash. How many times did the flash just fire?
Twice.
Twice. This side of the room?
Oh.
How many times did the flash just fire? Twice. Do you know why?
Red eye.
No! Everybody says red eye. It's got nothing to do with red eye anymore. These phones are smart enough. Every phone, every device gets rid of the red eye now.
Red eye.
Green eyes? What? You haven't seen red eye in years. Because the cameras are smart enough to get rid of them. Why it's flashing here is, believe it or not, there are actually 3 different colors in the flash of your camera. Now, the best way to demonstrate those 3 different colors is with the phone that I have that I know nobody else in this room has. It's called a Windows phone. Don't ask why I have these. But I don't have to put my fingerprint, I just look at it and it opens up. The other cool thing about this phone is it actually has something that no other phone has nowadays, a physical camera button. So if anywhere on the phone I can press the camera button, and I got the camera. But here's what I want to show you. If you look at the back of that, how many, let me see if it's, you see 3 different colors?
Yes.
On the back, I'm gonna show it this way so you can see the 3 different colors. I'll show it on the screen there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, oh, top, I see.
So you see that there's actually 3 different colors. Now, if you turn your iPhone or your Android phone, whatever you have around, and you look at the back and you look in the flash, you'll notice that it's not 1 color. It's actually 3 different colors. It's a tri-colored flash. Now, what is the point of that tri-colored flash? That tri-colored flash, it fires once to figure out what proportion of the other flashes to fire. So it can make an image cooler, it can make an image warmer, or it can make it a neutral tone. Now what I have to demonstrate that is I have a little external flash that I want to show you. So I have this flash right here, and if I take this little flash right here, and I turn it on, this is the neutral color, and this is just dispersing the light. So this is a gadget. This is the Manfrotto Lumineux 8. It's on the list under gadgets, just as an FYI. It's on the list under gadgets, but I've got the Manfrotto Lumineux 8, and I've got that filter that I put on, and that keeps everything about the same color. But what's cool is this little thing comes with different filters as well. So I have a filter that makes things warmer, and a filter that makes things cooler. These are the 3 colors that are on your phone lens. So these are the 3 colors. The iPhone and the Android phones put them all under 1 lens, but what's interesting is the Windows phone actually has them all separate. And you can see those 3 different colors. Now just to show you the difference, if I put on, this is the cooler lens, it makes the image a little bit cooler, and then this is the warmer lens, it makes the image a little bit warmer. You see how that's kind of yellow, and that's kind of purple, and that's neutral. So I have these 3 lenses, and the cool thing is even in here, I can layer lenses on top of each other, and I always lose this little case that has my lenses inside of it, so it's like, oh, shouldn't lose that little case that has my lenses inside of it, but I have the lenses there, and this is just a little external flash that you use that charges via USB. I love it. I've used it during all the other classes. I just don't have enough tripods during this class to use it, and you'll understand why, because I have 2 tripods, and I'm going to use the tripod for something else. But the flash is actually not just a single color. So the first time it's going off, it's figuring out what proportion of different colored flashes to let off, which is a pretty cool thing there. Now we're going to get started on some apps. So we're going to talk about the apps, then we're going to talk about the gadgets, and then we're going to go on a little bit of a walk. The first one I want to show you is, anybody staying for next cruise or staying for the okay, yes, she's staying for the next cruise. Okay. So this one's a nice one. It's called Fat Booth. You ever heard of it before?
No.
So what we can do is, since you're staying for 2 cruises, you're probably going to eat a lot of food.
Oh boy.
So we can take a before and after, and we can see what we're going to have happen in a before and after shot.
Oh, who's gonna make me fat?
No, you're going to do that to yourself.
Can we do the opposite?
Can we do the opposite? No. There is another app by this same provider called Aging Booth, and what that does is it makes you older. They said I'm not allowed to use that one anymore on this ship, so I said I can't use that one here.
That is accurate, because you were heavy at once, so is it accurate?
Well, my friend here asked a very good question. Let's take a look. Camera.
Oh, because we have you.
Well, watch. We're gonna access that. Ready, go. Yummy, 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 yummy. You ask a good question, okay. That's a
Oh,
little-
you weren't that bad.
I wasn't that fat, but we can go ahead. But I'll show you, because you asked a good question. I want to show you we can kind of combine some things together. I've got me in Lisbon, Richard, Lisbon, ice cream. I bet you'll never know what I'm using to find the picture of Richard in Lisbon with ice cream. Could it be Google Photos? Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah, the chin really goes big on this.
It's meant to exaggerate just a bit, but
Yeah.
there's one, there's two.
Yeah,
One,
not close at all.
there's
No,
two. Okay.
no.
So does that answer your question? It's just for comedic effect, not actually. But it's a free app called Fat Booth. Now what you'll see is we've got all kinds of different apps here. Some of them have little stars next to them. Some of them do not have little stars next to them. The little stars ones are charged ones. I'm going to make sure I show you those the best I can, because the other ones, they're free. If you hate them, delete them. That makes sense. If you hate them, delete them. Now the next one's a charged one, so I want to make sure I show you this the best I can. It's called Fast Camera. And what's really cool is it takes pictures as fast as you possibly can take pictures on your device. So as soon as you open it up,
Whoa.
Wow.
I can hear it.
so it's taken 92 photos. I can go ahead and review.
Makes a movie.
They're not all going to be perfect, but I can say,
Capture one little.
if you're trying to capture one little thing, and I can say I want to save those two to my camera roll. So I'm saving those two to my camera roll. Then I can select all the rest and say, delete. It doesn't take up all the additional space in your camera roll. You don't have to go back and delete them all. When you finish every session, you choose the ones you want to save and you're done. It will take it as fast as your device can physically take pictures. So as fast as the device is physically able to take pictures, it will go. But you don't have to press down any button. As soon as you open it, it starts snapping. I'm not holding down a button. I can do this.
As soon as you open it, it just
Machine
starts.
gun.
Put it on a selfie stick, do whatever I want to do with it, and it will go ahead and automatically do. We're at 124 photos.
And what was the name of that one?
That one's called Fast Camera. I'm going straight down the line here. There's one I'm going to skip.
How much? That
It's like $4. It's nothing. $3-4 for what it does. None of these apps are a monumental amount of money, to give you an idea. They're all, what, how much? $279 in the States. Yeah, so $279 in the States. And the next one I'm going to show you is called Selfie 360. Now, I am not going to show you this here, or else I'm going to injure myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to broadcast this screen, and I'm going to go to the other side of the wall, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm holding it like a selfie, and I'm spinning in a circle very quickly.
Oh.
This is why I didn't do this class yesterday. For my own personal health. It's called Selfie 360, so you're gonna see what's going on the screen, but I'm going to go here.
That's the other one.
Oh my. And then I actually have a selfie. It's moving a lot quicker on my screen, but you can kind of see what's going on there. I've got a selfie going around in full 360 degrees. It's called Selfie 360. Now another one that's dumb and only works a certain time of the year is called Elf Yourself.
I've seen that.
It's by Office Depot, Office Max. I just like to show it because, you know, Christmas is eventually coming. But what you do is, it's another one of those photos. Take a picture. That was terrible, but I'll take it anyway.
There he is. And which,
Boom. We've elfed myself. That should be Santa, actually. And then once we do that, we can dance. Yeah. I don't really want to download the whole dance. We didn't get to see you dance. Maybe we'll let it download the background. But that one is called Elf Yourself. It's a really cool one.
That's fun.
Now, the one I wanted to show you is one I showed earlier in the class, and this is a strange animal. I know there's a couple people in here. Any Android people?
I have an Android.
Okay, you have an Android, but you have an iPhone as well.
Yes.
Okay, so the first class had a bunch of Android people in it. That's why I'm asking. This is very unique because this Camera 51 is the app I showed this morning in the theater. I want to show it a little bit more in depth. But the interesting thing is it came out on Android first, which is something that never happens. It came out on Android before iPhone. I've never seen that before in all of my years because usually the apps come out on iPhone because there's more people using iPhone. But it's called Camera 51. And it's a very simple concept. Essentially what it is it tells you, it shows you how to properly take a picture. It analyzes the picture, and it shows you exactly where to move the picture to. So I'm putting him in the upper third, where those lines intersect in the upper third. It's doing the rule of thirds for me automatically. That's actually liking that because I put her in the right place, but let's see. So it wants me to put her up in that upper.
So you said that this morning, but I
Uh-huh.
didn't quite understand.
So we're going to do a lot of stuff with the rule of thirds today when we go on the actual walk around.
I mean,
But watch what it's doing. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Is it's analyzing your picture, and it's actually telling me that's okay. But if I have a picture like that, it wants me to move. Do you see where it shows the phone and it shows the box?
Okay.
It wants me to
Okay, so
move the
you
phone
moved
to that box.
I see it, okay.
Yeah, I didn't
And
understand
it's to
why.
teach you to be a better photographer. So you're just, I'm not actually taking a picture, but it's analyzing the picture. It's saying you need to move it to
Just a little bit up.
here, which puts it in the upper third, to give you an idea. So it's actually going through and it's analyzing your picture, and it's using your picture to do rule of thirds, which is really quite cool. It doesn't show you the grid because that's a little complex. It wants you to have, I don't know if you can turn on a grid. No, you can't turn on the grid. It's designed to teach you kind of how to do it. No. Oh, this is a separate camera app. So this is not the camera app that's built into the iPhone. You're actually using the camera inside of this app. It's called Camera 51. I know we're mostly iPhone people. What I want you to do now is I want you to open your normal camera because I want to determine whether, I want you to know whether this app will work for you or not. It'll work on the 6S, the 7, and the SE. But if you open up the camera app, if you see these little concentric circles right there in the middle, do you see those concentric circles right there in the middle? If you don't see them, then your phone's not capable of this, but future phones you might have might be capable of this, so this is okay. These little concentric circles, it's what's called a live photo. It takes a little bit of video and a little bit of photos after you take the picture. So before and after you take the picture. Here's the thing that's important about it. Apple hasn't figured out a good way to deal with live photos yet. Do you know who has? Google. Google, this is a trend. Is Google figuring out how to fix things that Apple hasn't figured out how to do yet? So Google made an app called Motion Stills. You should only download this if you, not Motion Tennis, that's not something I usually show. I might show that another day. It's called Motion Stills. And what it does is it automatically animates your pictures. So if you take it with the live photos, there's me and Matthew. You're going to meet Matthew tomorrow if you haven't met him yet. He's going to be on stage with me tomorrow in the theater. He's my guest tomorrow. He's the international host. We're going to have a whole conversation. He's going to speak French. I'm going to speak English. Then I'm going to try and poorly speak French. And you'll see. But it's taken all of those photos and it's automatically animated them. So if you look, there's a picture. Come on, catch up. There's a picture that says Celebrity Cruises, and it's actually got the water moving. So that's what a live photo is. So you look that the water's moving. If you had a picture, The whole idea is it makes a live photo, and then you can send that picture. If I wanted to take this picture and I wanted to send it, I wanted to say send a GIF. I can send a GIF, and I'll just add it to my camera roll, and then I have a GIF. I have a moving picture that I can send in Facebook. If I go to Facebook, let me see who I last talked to in Facebook. I don't even know anymore. Vince. And if I send this to him, you see it's actually a moving. It's a moving image instead of a still image. So if your device has live photos on it, has that little, if it has these little concentric circles on it, you want to download Motion Stills. If it doesn't, when you get a new device, it'll likely have those little concentric circles. There's a piece of hardware that's required to do that. This one is very cool. This next one is called Fuse. As of right now, it still exists, but it has been bought by Facebook, and it's likely going to be integrated with Facebook. It will still exist inside of Facebook, but they haven't shut down the original app yet. I'm going to borrow you for a second. You're going to stand up. We're going to push his chair in. And what I'm going to do is I need to be able to walk all the way around you. So you're going to back up just a bit there. Okay. So it's called Fuse, and what it allows you to do is it allows you to take an image all the way around something. So I'm going to take this picture, I'm going to show you just 2 steps forward, yeah, just so I can get behind you. Okay. So what I do is I choose the object, but I'm going to 3D capture, which is going to be this gentleman, and then it's starting to scan him, and I can move all the way around him.
Good haircut.
It's really hard to do like this, but I wanted to show you how to do this. And then what it's going to do, you can have a seat. What it's going to do is it's taken that and it's 3D analyzed it.
Wow.
And it's kind of like the Matrix. I can look all the way around him. You do this with people, with buildings. I'm going to do it a little bit slower so you can see what's going on, just because it's not going to the screen in perfect time.
Why would you do that?
Because you can.
Because you can, yes.
No, really, it's the difference between a painting and a sculpture.
Yes. Why would you do that? Just because it's kind of cool. I'm going to show you another thing. The next thing I'm going to show you, I think, is, Prisma's a couple down, but I'm going to show you something called Prisma. And you'd go, why would you do that? I don't know, because it's cool. You know, when people go on Carnival cruises, people ask, why would you do that? Because you like your toilets backing up and electricity not working. I guess that's the right answer. You want to feel like you're in a hurricane. I don't know. Okay. So, the next one, Action Movie FX. Now, you're going to recognize the logo. I hope this logo opens up. You should recognize this logo that shows up. It didn't show up. Let me get this. I want it to show up again because I think this is interesting. Because who makes this is really interesting. It's called Action Movie FX. It's made by a company called Bad Robot.
Oh.
Now, you might have noticed that on the end of a lot of TV shows that you've watched. That is J.J. Abrams' production company. The guy who made Star Wars is J.J. Abrams' production company. And there's a lot of Star Wars in this app because J.J. Abrams directed the new Star Wars movie. But they originally made this app to take some of their special effects that they use and put them inside of, oh, I've never done that one. Hold on. Let me try this one. Spider Strike. I've never done this one before. Oh, this looks awesome. Let's see what it says. Okay, cool. So, it is a special effects app we're going to go over here. When I point to you, you're going to pretend like you're about to get killed by a giant spider. You know what? Whether you do it or not, you're still getting killed by the giant spider. And here's what it's going to do. It's actually going to render and make a movie of her getting killed by the giant spider. Ooh. It's a little weird showing on the screen, but it should catch up.
No, I don't want that.
But it goes through and it makes, you can do missile attacks, giant spiders, the USS and the Enterprise falling down, a phaser fight. Here's the cool thing. It is essentially a promotion for all of the movies and TV shows that J.J. Abrams makes. But all the special effects, if you do that, you post them on Facebook, are you promoting the movies and TV shows that J.J. Abrams makes? So it's a free app called Action Movie FX.
I like it.
Now we're going to skip for right now. I'm going to show you this one last, Pixelmator. I'm going to show you Pixelmator in a couple minutes time because that one takes the longest to do and it takes me a little bit of concentration because one of the worst things you ever want to do in front of people is edit photos or edit video because it's a lot of pressure to edit live. So I'm going to do that after I do these other ones so I can free my mind. Now another one that's a really cool app, it's called Microsoft Pix. It is a Microsoft-made camera app that works a bit better than the one that's actually native on the iPhone. So I'm showing you a couple camera apps to try. These are all free camera apps that you can try. But if I go in and I've got this, it's going to turn sideways. What it's going to do is it's going to take multiple exposures of pictures and merge them together. So it took about 5 pictures and merged them together. So if you're in low light or different things like that, it's going to merge it together and it's going to make you a better image. Now it is very difficult on this screen to see the difference. Actually, yeah, you see how this one's a little bit blurry and this one's a little bit. I got to give it a second to catch up. So that's the fixed image, and the image I captured
Oh, big
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see, now the image I captured is what my iPhone would have gotten. This is the image that Microsoft Pix did. So what's interesting is Microsoft Pix, to do its best job, needs internet. If you remember, I referenced another phone in the class this morning, the Google Pixel. I said this is the #2 camera. Believe it or not, it's actually the #1 camera if one thing is true. Now I assume, especially because we're on a cruise ship, that you, or even if you're out in port, I assume you don't have internet all the time. If you have internet all the time, the Google Pixel is a better camera than the iPhone 7 Plus, because what it does is it sends all of your pictures to Google Photos. Google Photos analyzes them, fixes them, and sends them back in less than a second. So that's what's really cool. That's what the Google Pixel can do. I still like the iPhone better for most other things, but the Pixel's it's a very nice camera. That's called Microsoft Pix. Now here's another one. You're gonna ask, what's the purpose? I'm pre-letting you know it's called Prisma. Prisma. And what it is an app that has all kinds of different filters and different things like that for it. So if I go like this, I'm going to take a picture really quickly. Now, this was the #1 app of the year for the year 2016. I did take the picture wrong. I know I took the picture wrong. Don't yell at me. So I took the picture wrong to show you the effect. Watch what this does. It actually sends it to the cloud and digitizes this picture.
Ooh. Oh, somebody.
This is not being done on the phone. So it's not being done on the phone. It's actually creating artwork. I can make him look like a comic book if I wanted to. What's the other one that was cool?
Where's the comic book?
It's a mosaic. Yeah, that's how these people do all this stuff on Instagram. It's a mosaic.
Who posts these incredible pictures, and I wondered how she got them.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Let me see. I have the comic book one.
The comic book.
I tried it. It's not great.
Oh.
The comic book ones. There's one that was really quite interesting that I did
You can
earlier.
actually print them out this way too.
You can print them out this way. It looks like he was actually drawn. But the cool thing that I want you to understand is this is not being done on the phone. It's taken that picture, sent it to Prisma's cloud. Prisma's processed it, and it's all being done in the cloud. And you can look at all these different ones, all these different things. Heisenberg, if you want. Okay, that one's probably not the best one. Tokyo, you want to look like an anime character. Breakfast, they have all these different filters, all these different
Phil
things.
with curly hair? Yeah. Oh,
Which one?
Curly hair?
Oh, I don't know. Caribbean.
no, curly hair. Down there.
Which one?
The curly hair.
Oh,
one.
I didn't see that one. I'm a little bit ahead of you. Dallas. We can try curly hair. My screen's running a little bit behind. Okay. Curly hair should catch up in a second. It's running a little bit behind there. That's curly hair. Nothing super great there. But that is called Prisma. Now this one would have saved my relationship with that girl. This next one I'm going to show you would have saved my relationship with the girl. No. This next app. This next app I'm going to show
The
you.
next one, yeah.
This next app. It's called Horizon. It forces you to always take horizontal pictures.
Oh.
I would not necessarily have saved your relationship.
I know it wouldn't have, but you know.
Somebody got a-
Here's the cool thing. You can't see what I'm showing you on this screen. You see how you have that little box in the middle?
Yeah.
So I want to make sure you see the little box because you won't see it on the screen. That little box is where the picture actually is. So if I were to take a picture like this, even though I'm taking a picture the wrong way, guess what it shows? It fills up the whole screen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And if I take the picture this way,
And it's gonna switch.
you see how we get a much it'll catch up.
It has to catch up.
It's going to catch up. It's recording this. It's doing a whole bunch of things at the same time. You get a much larger perspective. You see the difference there?
The other one was closer though.
I understand because the other one was zoomed in, but the other one was lower quality because this is a digital zoom, as we talked about a couple minutes ago. This is digital zoom, so it's a slightly lower quality on there. So digital zoom versus an optical zoom. That's called Horizon, and no matter how you take the pictures, guess what?
It's gonna
They
be,
always show up the right way. This is how
So even
Grandma uses her phone.
even if you use it like this, it's gonna show up.
Yes, but it's only going to take that very small section of the picture. It's called Horizon. I'm going straight in order. The only one I skipped is Pixelmator, which I'm going to go to in a minute. I got 3 more left. Front, back. Very simple concept. It takes a picture of front, back. It takes a picture of what you're taking a picture of, and then it takes a picture of you. So you can be like, hey, look, I'm teaching a class.
But then what do you end up with?
Then you end up with a picture that's got both
Oh,
pictures in it.
no, okay.
Yeah.
So you end up with a picture that's got both pictures in it. And yes, I believe, just for fun, let me make sure I can still do this. I believe I can take it the correct way as well. It takes a little bit and then it makes one big picture. And who knows? It's upside down, right side up. This is a really cool app to play around with. It's a free app. It's called FrontBack. Now, the last two there I want to show you, then I'm going to go back to Pixelmator. Any of you ever used a manual camera where you can adjust the ISO and the exposure and all of that?
Yeah.
In iOS 10, you actually got access, I'm standing on my water bottle, okay. You actually got access to the actual camera. So there's an application called Manual. It's like a $3, $4 application that gives you access to a manual camera. So you can manually, it won't turn sideways, you can manually adjust the ISO. So I can manually adjust the ISO. It just won't visually turn sideways. I can manually adjust the shutter speed. So if that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry, I guess it's not supposed to be. No, but it'll manually adjust the shutter speed. It'll manually adjust the white balance. If you've ever taken a picture of the Northern Lights, have any of you ever had the chance to take a picture of the Northern Lights?
No.
And if you take a picture of the Northern Lights with a normal camera, we're going to see the Northern Lights in about 2-3 weeks. You're on for the President's Cruise on the other one? So you, just Norway? Just Norway. So the President's Cruise, there are we have a President's Cruise that's going to Iceland and Ireland. It is 99% chance we're going to see the Northern Lights there. The problem is the Northern Lights are a lie. They're a lie. They don't exist. Well, they do exist, but the way you see them is not the way they actually are. Have any of you ever seen it? You've never seen it? It's very dim. The only way you get to see them really bright is if you take a picture with a camera that you can adjust the exposure on. So you can adjust how long the lens stays open. So I'm going to be out on deck, and the captain has made an announcement multiple times when I mentioned it. At 3 in the morning, he makes an all-ship announcement. If you go out on deck, nobody's disturbed by if you go out on deck, you can see the Northern Lights, okay? Trust me. The captain makes that call. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, if you go out on deck for the next 45 minutes, you can probably see the Northern Lights. Nobody's going to write nasty things on their comment cards about that. Let's be honest about that. Everybody's just going to get dressed. Yeah.
Richard, my husband takes awesome pictures. He just has a little snap and shoot thing, but
Uh-huh.
he takes awesome pictures. Do you think the 7 is equal?
The 7 Plus is equal, if not greater, than a point and shoot. As I said, I do not have a camera that is only a camera anymore. I have a GoPro, I have all my phones, I don't have a camera that only takes pictures anymore.
Okay.
So if I don't have a camera that only takes pictures anymore, truthfully, honestly, since the 4S, I had a big sexy Canon camera. I gave it to my sister and she uses that big sexy Canon camera now. Last app I'm going to show you, then we're going to go back to Pixelmator, is called Camera Plus. Now I'm not going to fully show you this app right now, I'm just going to explain you the theory of it. It's called Camera Plus. Here's the whole point of this application. You take your iPhone, you set it somewhere on a tripod or something like that, and then you can use your iPad to remote control the camera on your iPhone. So you download Camera Plus on both of them, you hit this little parachute app that's right there, and then you can use your iPad to remote control your iPhone, zoom in, everything like that. But it's actually taking the picture on the iPhone with the sensor on the iPhone. So it's a remote camera for the iPhone. It's kind of a really cool one.
Yeah.
Now I want to show you Pixelmator. And I actually have someone perfect in mind for this picture. Okay, my friend who's writing right here. Okay, we're going to take a picture real quick. I need you to put your cast out towards me because I'm going to use your cast. Okay, there we go. Okay, one more. Okay, so I've taken a picture. Now let's talk about editing this picture. What would be quite cool to do with that picture?
Give her a nose job.
Give her a nose. No.
Eliminate the cast.
I'm not going to eliminate the cast. I'm actually going to make the cast stand out. So I'm using an application called Pixelmator, which is an alternative to Photoshop. It's available on Macs and iPads and iPhones and all those other ones like that. And it's an alternative to Photoshop. There's a great website, I'm going to tell you. It's called, I didn't mention this before, it's called Alternative To. You can go ahead and you can put, I'm looking for an alternative to any program, and it will find you an alternative to that program that's generally cheaper or free.
Number 2 or TWO?
TO. Alternative To. And what this is I can go ahead and I can take that photo. Oh, I already have the photo, hold on. I can take that photo that's in my camera roll. and I've got this picture right here. I'm gonna let it open up. This is a full photo editor. I'm gonna show you this, and I'm gonna show you something else. We're gonna remove something from a photo, but come on. Come on. This is a huge picture, but it should not be taking this long. Something's being stupid. Let's try that one more time. Pixelmator from my photos. This is why I do this last, because I always get frustrated, because you really shouldn't be editing photos in front of people. That's like a private thing that you do.
There it is.
There we go. So I got that photo right there. Now I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing. I don't expect you to take notes or anything like that, but I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing. I'm then going to take the photo, and I'm going to put that same photo on top of the original photo. So now I have two photos on top of the other. Then I'm going to take that photo on the top, and I'm going to turn it black and white. Can anybody guess what I'm going to do now?
You're gonna color the.
Then I'm going to delete the layer on the top that's her cast and make only her cast stand out in color.
Yeah, okay.
So I can go in
Oh, Jen, you'll like this.
and I can be a little bit more precise if I wanted to, but
Oh, so you have to manually color it.
That.
yeah,
Boy, you can really see how that cast is wrapped.
yeah. But here's the cool
Very good
thing.
detail.
Now I have quite an interesting picture. Again, this is where I don't use it much, but this is where something like the Apple Pencil would come into play. If you have an iPad Pro, you can use the Apple Pencil, and this is not a stylus. Styluses on iPads and iPhones are kind of eh. Here's the thing. Steve Jobs very famously said, now I am not an Apple Pencil user. Someone actually just sent me an email asking me to do an Apple Pencil class, and I said, I've used it twice. Steve Jobs said, why do you need a stylus with an iPhone or iPad? Because an iPhone or an iPad, God gave you 5 perfectly good styluses on one hand and 5 perfectly, 4.5, because this one's damaged right now a little bit, 4.5 perfectly good styluses on this hand. And this is, I want to be very clear, the Apple Pencil is not a stylus. I would show you if I wasn't using my iPad to record this, I'd show you how it works, but the Apple Pencil is not a stylus, so if this interests you in the questions class, we can talk a little bit more about the Apple Pencil, but that would give me a lot more accuracy to do that there. It's a drawing tool, it's not a stylus. Now, the other thing I can do if I wanted to, so I've done that, but I can also remove things from pictures. So if I wanted to, I could go into another photo. Let me see if I can find a photo worthy of removing something from. Okay. So we got this picture of the Grand Foyer we took in the last class we just did. Come on. Okay, we got that picture of the Grand Foyer. And in there, we have the piano player, Peter Rossetti. He's a good friend of mine, but I don't like him right now, let's just say. I don't have anything against him right now, but let's say I don't like him right now, and I don't want him there anymore. I can go in, and I can say, retouch. Bye, Peter.
Oh, I like that.
Now I have an empty Grand Foyer.
Stellan liked that one.
Yeah!
Now, this is different than the one that adds in pieces that you haven't put in here, like it's in the Vatican. Remember, you had half in black and white and half.
No, this is not Google Photos. This is Pixelmator. Can you technically do that in this program? Yes, but here's the thing. This is a manual editing program. What I talked about with Google Photos is automatic. This is a fully manual editing program, but like if I wanted to remove the guys from the stairs,
What is the name of that?
this is Pixelmator. So this is the one I skipped. I skipped it just to give you an idea. So I skipped it, and that is called Pixelmator, and now we have an empty Grand Foyer with no people inside of it. So we can delete people, we can do anything. The other cool thing you can do inside of here is you can actually layer. Let's say you have a picture, we're going to get a little specific here. Let's say you have a picture of like a statue or something, and you've taken 4 or 5 pictures of that statue, and you have people walking in front at different points. You can actually layer that picture over multiple times, and then delete out the people, and as long as there's nothing in the layer underneath, you're okay. So that is something you can actually do with this program as well. This is available on iPhone, iPad, and on the Mac as well, and it will synchronize with iCloud. So the thing is, Photoshop right now, you can't buy Photoshop anymore. You know that.
No.
You have to subscribe to Photoshop. For less than a single month's Photoshop subscription, you can get it on your iPhone. For 3 months Photoshop subscription, you can get Pixelmator Unlimited on your iPhone, your iPad, and your Mac. It's like $25 for the Mac, and the iPhone, iPad's the same purchase as like $5. To give you an idea, has layers, everything. It is super duper duper powerful. It's called Pixelmator.
I like that one.
Now we go to gadgets. We're gonna talk about gadgets for a couple minutes. We got about 15 minutes on gadgets, and then we're going to go take a walk, and we're gonna walk around the ship. So gadgets, I want to show you all the gadgets I have here. You probably saw this guy. As I said, I told someone, I told you, I went to the Russian girl and I told her what to expect. I told you the story or no? Oh, I told someone the story. Yeah, okay, I did. Yeah, there's a girl, between these two classes, I went down to the Bingles. She's like, oh, I saw your class last night. It was so good. I was like, oh, crap. She's going to see my class tonight where I call her grassy toilet paper. So I pre-apologized before she saw the class. Yeah, so that was in the pocket. But what's really cool about these pockets is, I didn't show this before, is you can actually slide your iPhone in there, and you can touch through the pocket. So if I didn't have the Russian rubles there, let's put it in this pocket, which has nothing in it.
You'll be able to.
I can see through, I can touch through the pocket, so I can see who's calling and different things like that. I've got all of these different functions right there. I have all kinds of different pockets. This pocket right here, well, they rocketed to success overnight when iPads came out, because it was designed for magazines. But if you wanted to see, I can guarantee, I have a pocket, I could fit every piece of tech every one of you in this room has right now in my vest.
Now in the back, it has pockets too? Or?
No, that's just aeration. But the cool thing is all the enclosures are zipper with a magnetic enclosure as well. So you're not going to have, but like even have, let me give you an example. So it has an iPad pocket. It has an eyeglass pocket inside. It has a separate zippered pocket just for your passport. So when I go out in the ports that way, like Russia, you have to carry your passport. I wear my vest, and as I showed before, it has sleeves. So it has sleeves inside as well, and everything attaches magnetically. This is from a company called Scotty Vest. They make all kinds of clothes. They got underwear with passport pockets on it, stuff like that, if you really want to hide stuff. If I go like this, you can get it right from their website.
What's the name of it again?
Scotty Vest. Scotty Vest is the name of it. Yep, I'm going to put my vest back on. Yeah, it's all on there, so it's under
There it is.
it's under gadgets, just so you see what's going on. The next gadget I want to show you, I want to give you some preface on this gadget so you understand. A lot of these gadgets you're going to see you will not find in an Apple store. You will not find in a Best Buy. You will not find anywhere like that. Because this gadget that's in my hands right now is available on Amazon for about $7. If you were to buy this gadget in an Apple store, it would cost you $25 to $30. Why that is people have to pay placement fees to get their products on the shelves in stores. So where do you think those placement fees get handed down to? You, the consumer. So my goal is I want to show you a couple of things, a couple of gadgets that you've probably never heard of. These are called the eye rollers. I have 2 of them. And they're for cleaning the screen of your device. So you just remove the fingerprints. Like you see those nasty fingerprints there?
Is it good for? Does it wear out?
How long is it good for? Rinse it under the water.
Good.
It's done. So these are, I'll pass these around. I don't mind if you use them. There's one rule to it though. If your phone has a plastic screen protector on it, which it does, not a glass. A glass is fine. If you have a plastic screen protector, don't use it because it's going to rip up your plastic. No, not scratch. It's just going to rip up your plastic. If you have no screen protector or a glass screen protector, see they even stick to each other. If you have no screen protector or a glass screen protector, you're welcome to give it a try. Just see what's going on. If you want to try it, you can also try it on the monitor there. You can try it on the front monitor. I'll pass them back so you see what's going on.
So now we can figure out if it's glass or plastic.
Yeah, don't do that. So, iPhone and iPad camera connection kit. If you still have a normal camera that takes an SD card, you can get this little guy right here. It used to just work with the iPad. Now it works with the iPhone, but there's a new model that works with both the iPhone and the iPad. You need to buy this in an Apple store. Do not buy it in a Best Buy, do not buy it in a Walmart, do not buy it in a Costco, buy it in an Apple store, because you want to make sure you have the new one that also works with the iPhone. Because the old one was smaller, and it only worked with the iPad because there was a special controller in the iPad that let it work. That controller is now built into the accessory, so it'll work with an iPhone as well. Does that give you some logic there? So you just plug this in. This is unidirectional, meaning photos in only. Bidirectional. This is called a teaser. I'm not going any further than a teaser, and hopefully I can find it. It's in the bottom of my bag somewhere. This is a teaser for later. This is not something we're talking about today, but we will get to it in later class, probably not tomorrow, but the day after. This is a flash drive that connects to your iPhone or your iPad or your Android or your Windows or your Mac, and it connects wirelessly. So this will work across all devices wirelessly. I'm giving you a heads up. The other one is just in. This is in and out, but we will look at that in about 2 days' time or so. So tomorrow we're going to look at settings. Yeah.
The unidirectional thing with the other adapters you
Yep.
had there, does that go from your phone to the memory card or from the memory card
No,
to
unidirectional memory card to device.
So you can load photos onto
Right,
your
but you
phone.
can't take them off of the phone.
Right.
Yeah, you can load photos on the phone, but taking them off the phone, we have Google Photos. So if you, let's say you don't have a computer, you can plug your SD card into your iPad or your iPhone and it'll automatically back that up to Google Photos. Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just.
Oh, you're just furthering his question. Okay, cool.
You can also take that and run it through the TV, right?
No, not this one. There's a different cable for that. There's like 17 cables I have in my bag. So, the next one is the Apple Watch camera remote, which I will show you when we are on the actual Safari. I'm going to show you something on my Apple Watch, which I need to make sure I close or else my battery life's going to die. Okay, we're good on there. And now we have the accessories selfie stick. This is my selfie stick. It is also a beating baton. It is aluminium. I'll say it in the English way, just for fun today. It is aluminium. It is very strong. It's not going to bend. It's not going to anything like that. This stick has been damaged a few times because I have needed to use it for personal protection.
Wow.
It has always bent back into place. It also has a strap. I usually put my GoPro on the end of this. It also has a strap. This is one of the few pieces of tech that's lasted me years, even though I've abused it for so many years.
And you said it was illegal.
No, I said it's illegal and like you can't take a selfie stick to Disney World. You can't take a selfie stick, like a selfie stick as a whole.
Right.
This selfie stick's no less or more legal than any other selfie stick, but a lot of museums and stuff, because people do dumb things with selfie sticks. That's the problem. People do really dumb things with selfie sticks. That's why it's illegal, but I will tell you, true story, I'm not going to hit you. I was in Jerusalem on a tour, and this is just the way some of these places are. I was helping with a tour. Someone went to get, was going to buy postcards from someone on the street, and that person on the street tried to take their purse away from them. So I had my phone on the selfie stick, and I just had. So this is a great selfie stick for both selfies and personal protection. So I would highly advise the accessories selfie stick as your selfie stick of choice. So
You take your phone out first.
yes, you take your phone off first. Now
Now what brand is that one?
it's right on the sheet. Yeah, who would have thought?
Selfie stick, it's right there.
I know, it's kind of useful. Okay, this one's very cool. Did any of you have a battery pack for your device? We're going to talk about battery packs in the future. But what's the thing you always forget when you go grab your battery pack for your device?
Charge the cord.
The cable. This is called the Jackery Bolt. Why I love this is it's a battery pack that has the cables built in.
Oh.
So you have an Android, you have an iPhone charger, and you have an Android charger, or the other device charger, speaker charger, headphone charger, different things like that. And you have a USB port on the top that you can put any other cable you want. So you can charge 2 devices at once from this, and it's got the power built in. Now this will charge your phone about 1.5 times. It's very similar to the battery pack that comes inside of this guy, which is the Sack Pack, which is the one I showed during the class, which is the next thing on the list. Why I like the Sack Pack. Now I had a lady earlier, I had her in the first class, she had a purse that had a built-in charger. Cute. Here's why I don't like the purse. You can't upgrade the charger that she had. What's nice is, why I like this, is it already has the channels for the cables running through it. So this, honestly, this is not the battery that came with this. This is a big boy. I'm going to show you this guy tomorrow in a lot more depth when we talk. We're going to talk about battery packs tomorrow. So I'm going to show you the big boy tomorrow when we talk about battery packs. But this is the big boy that's inside of this bag. So this is called the Jackery Bolt. It's something I'm actually going to take with me, and that's the M-Edge Sack Pack, Backpack, whatever we want to call it. It's called the Sack Pack. I call it a backpack. You know. But the next thing I have is something very cool. Anybody live in a mixed household? You know, you live in you have an iPhone, you have an Android, you got all those different things like that. And how many different cables do you need to make that work?
You wanna see in the room.
You know what the answer is? One.
A wish.
I don't know.
Well, one that does 3, but it comes off in 3.
Comes off in 3 bits. So this guy right here, I own so many of these cables. These are like the only cables I use anymore. My cabin used to be a disaster with
Yeah,
cables.
it is.
Now I have, oh, she's been to my cabin. Oh, really? Oh! Used to be a disaster with cables. Now I use this. Got USB on one end.
Yeah.
And then I have micro USB, so that's for the Android devices. I have Lightning. If I put on that adapter there, I have Lightning. And then if I put on this adapter here, I have USB-C, which is the new connector. I'm going to tell you something that's going to make some of you go, oh, not again.
What about the wide one?
Don't tell me Apple is.
Apple is forced by 2020 to have this cable on their iPhones and iPads. But here's the cool thing. Apple, there's a really cool website that I highly recommend if you like to learn nerdy stuff. It's called Patently Apple. You can Google it. I don't know how to spell patently. Patently Apple, and it shows all of the patents that Apple files. Just so you can see what they're digging up. And Patently Apple came up with the other day. Apple's actually made a connector that works with both this and Lightning. So they have to have this in the European Union by 2020 because there's so much e-waste in the European Union. So everybody is forced to change the connector by 2020. I'm going to show an Earth Day app tomorrow. I've got a really cool Earth Day app that I downloaded that I'm going to show you in tomorrow's apps class to give you an idea. Now, you said what about the wide one?
Yeah.
This is an earlier prototype of this, and it's got the white one. It's got the other one.
Oh.
Got the other one.
So it has
Right in the line.
my old.
This is a prototype, though, so don't look at that. This is a company called Nomad. They're Kevlar braided cables, so they're not going to break because they're Kevlar braided cables, and it's got all of that. Now, they make some other things as well. They also make this cable. This one has a USB on one end, a Lightning on another, and a pregnancy in the middle. Any idea what that pregnancy is? The battery. So you just take your cable and you always have a charger built into your cable. Now, this is from a company called Nomad. You're not going to see them in stores yet.
And
But
then how do you charge the battery?
Whenever you're charging a device, it also charges the battery. So then when I plug it, you got your iPhone here. When I plug it into the iPhone, what? That was a little rock. And you see it's not plugged into anything, but the device is charging. So essentially, it always has power as long as you... So it's called a through and through, which is really cool. I can through and through it. Now I have 2 more Nomad products. I'll show you 2 more. One of them I don't have with me because it's my wallet. My wallet is a Nomad product. It's an insane Nomad product, but right now on the ship I only carry this. So I don't have my wallet, but my wallet has a battery charger inside of it. I showed it to the hotel director the other day. We're waiting to get off the ship. I'm showing it to the hotel director. He goes, "You have to get me one of those." He's like, when you're heading home, he's like, "I will buy you another wallet. Just give me that one, because it's got an extra charge for your iPhone built into the wallet."
And what brand is that?
Same company.
Nomad.
Nomad. Their website is Hello Nomad. I didn't write that. HelloNomad.com. HELLO Nomad.com. And that's actually worth HelloNomad.com. And I'll show you their last product they make. Does anybody, well, they make a lot of different products. Does anybody have a Apple Watch?
No.
Okay, not yet. One of the cool things, this is an iPhone charger. It's got the iPhone cable built in. So you got a lightning cable built in there. But then it's also got a puck on the top for charging your Apple Watch. Which is what's really cool. It's got a puck on the top for charging the Apple Watch as well as everything else that we need
Jan, do you have Apple Watch?
to charge there. Yeah, so if you don't have an Apple Watch, it's not going to make much sense to you. Now, if you see me out and about, off the ship, I always have my wallet on me. I don't need a wallet. So if you happen to see me in Lisbon and you want to see the wallet, I don't really care. Let's be completely honest. I saw this guy in the bar the other day. I had a 64-ounce beer. He got a beer sampler. Everyone had a fantastic time in that bar. If you didn't make it to the Frog and Onion, too bad. But if you did make it to the Frog and Onion, that's where I went. So the last thing I want to show you was originally sold as a set. Unfortunately, I can't find it as the set anymore. It was a great value as a set. This was my Christmas gift I gave to all the iLounge managers 2 years ago when we all had iPhone 6s, right? So some of this stuff isn't really compatible with the 7, but it'll work with the 6 and the 6S. And this is a whole kit. This was called the iPhone Digital Video Kit. The reason Apple's discontinued it is some of the things in here won't work with the iPhone 7, so they've gone ahead and discontinued it here. What it has inside is it has a tripod from a company called Manfrotto. If you know anything about cameras, Manfrotto is the camera tripod company. If I open this guy up, we go ahead. We got all these Manfrotto things. We go, and there is my tripod. Now, would you feel safe with the little crappy mount that I have on my thing? Would you feel safe with this holding your $1,000 iPhone on a pretty tripod? So what's cool is with the tripod comes the mount. So I have a mount right here. That's a very, very secure mount for my phone. Now I'm going to take my phone out of the case to show you how this works, because this is really cool, because I want to show you what else is in the kit. Again, I can't really find the kit anymore, but I've put down the individual pieces, so whatever attracts you to here. So I've got the kit, I've got the camera right here. I'm going to turn off this one from the screen, because I haven't used this in a couple minutes. Let's turn off mirroring. I'm going to turn it on here. And I'm going to show you what's really cool is this kit actually comes with lenses from a company called Olloclip, O-L-L-O-C-L-I-P. And what's cool, let me put this up on the screen. So I'm going to keep this static, meaning I'm not going to move the phone. It should, in a few seconds, catch up. I'm going to not move. Come on. Catch up, catch up, catch up. My phone's here. It's fine. Okay, cool. So if I keep it static, I've got an image. And there's an image how the phone normally sees. We're going to zoom in on him because he's got a jolly face there. So I'm saying you look like Santa. What's cool is I can actually use this. This is an Olloclip lens. This is a telephoto lens. So I'm going to take 3 different pictures. This one is normal as it would be. This is, I slide the lens over the camera.
Oh, that's cool.
And now I have a zoomed in photo. Here's the important thing about that zoomed in photo. Since the glass is doing the zoom, I have lost 0 quality. I haven't lost any quality. When you do that little pinchy zoom thing, you lose quality. If I do the glass that way, I don't lose any quality. Now, we've got that one. I think I've already taken the up close one. That's the up close one. But here's the thing. Sometimes you need to get further away. You need to get more people in the picture. So if I use the reverse end of the lens, I get wide angle. So my phone, by just this little lens, went from a phone to a zoom lens to a GoPro. Let's be completely honest. And what's cool is they have a little thing that goes around your neck.
And that's all part of that one kit with the television.
It's part of the one kit. This is a gadget that's separate. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the kit in about a year or 2. The whole kit was a great buy. It was $2.99. One of the gadgets I'm going to show you that's in this kit was actually $2.49 on its own. Now, it comes with the bag and everything. Now, there's another lens that I had before this. This was not part of the kit. It's from the same company. It's an Olloclip as well. This is called a macro lens. Have any of you ever heard of a macro lens before? Can I borrow a piece of jewelry, a ring or something from someone? Do we have a ring, something small? Borrow. She's got it off quick. Okay. So, what's cool is if I try and I focus on this ring right here, can't do it, can I? Can't focus on that ring. But if I were to take this lens, put this lens right here, well, I can't see you, but guess what I can see?
You can see that ring.
I can see. Well, here's the thing. You can also see inscriptions on the ring.
Well, I guess they're underneath.
So it says, Madam Sina. Made in China. Okay, sorry.
You're making it up.
I didn't make it up. It was on the screen. Yeah.
So if you did that without the tripod, it would all be blurry, or could you set it on
The reason I have it on the tripod, the main reason I have it on the tripod is just to keep it stable so you have a stable image. I can also hand hold it. That's not a problem. I kept it stable so you could see the difference in the zoom and different things like that. Now, that solves the video problem, but here's the thing that costs $249 in this kit, which is audio. The microphones on the iPhones and the iPads are not great. Now, I have an external microphone that I use for recording things. Here's the problem. Eventually, that external microphone's not going to do me good because I have an iPhone, I have an iPhone 7, and I'm sure I have a microphone jack on my iPhone 7, don't I? Nope. So here's what's cool. This is called the Shure Motive. This is the last thing I'm going to show you here. Then we're going to steal his phone. We're going to do something real quick. And then we're going to go on a little bit of a safari just to take a look around. But this is called the Shure Motive. And what I'm going to do here is this is a microphone that plugs into the lightning port. So I plug into the lightning port here. I open up the app. And I can actually choose what angle the microphone works at. So if I go like this, it's only going to capture 60 degrees of audio. It's only going to capture this table. No matter if you're talking over there or over there, it's only going to capture that table. But if I want to capture the whole room, I can go 135 degrees. If I want to do binaural audio, where it hears as if it were your actual ears, I can do binaural audio. I can do all of these different things. This is an external, high-quality shotgun mic. And here's the thing. This is $249. So for the kit, including the tripod, including the lenses and all of that, for $299, it was amazing. I bought them. I sent them to all the iLounge managers. That was their Christmas gift. Their Christmas gift this year, I don't even remember what it was. But it wasn't as good as previous years. So what we're going to do, I need you to take your phone out of its case. So he's going to take his phone out of its case. What we're going to do is we're going to take a walk around for about 20 minutes or so, and we're going to take a look at some different things. What Rolando is going to do is, before he opens the room back up for a couple minutes, if you can just break this down and put as much of it in bags as possible, I'll clean it up when I get back downstairs. So all of them can be found online. Apple does still sell a lot of it separately. The one thing they don't really sell anymore is the whole kit. You can get these all in the Apple store separately. They're cheaper on Amazon, though. I'm just making a statement. You can get them separately in the Apple store, but they are cheaper on Amazon. Let me just get this off the screen.
Why do we need this off, Richard?
You don't. I needed his off.
His.
Oh. Just his off.
Told us to take it. Yeah.
No. Oh, did I mean to? I'm sorry. I said I just needed his case off.
Will I be able to leave this here?
Yeah, you can leave it with Rolando? Yeah. So I'm just going to...
We can leave it here with Rolando.
You can leave whatever you need with Rolando. Rolando's going to stick around until we get back. Rolando, can you stick around until like 5:15 and then I'll let you... Yeah, Rolando's going to stick around until we get back. We're just going to go for about 20 minutes or so, but I want to show you something really cool on his phone. Ah, perfect.
We're gonna follow him.
We're going to follow, so where we're going to go is we're going to go right to my front table there in just a few seconds. I've got his phone. I'm thinking of anything I might need to bring with me. I think I'm okay.
I can leave my stuff here, right?
You can leave your things with Rolando. We're not going to lock the room, so leave it directly with Mr. Rolando himself. He will go through your belongings, see if there's anything of value, keep it for himself, and then give you the rest of your crap back. I mean, he'll keep your belongings safe.
Should we take everything out of Wi-Fi if we don't know?
Don't worry, when we leave this room, it'll all shut off on its own.
Okay.
Are we gonna use ours?
We are using your device, yes. Okay, come on over to my table here. I want to show you something really cool on my table. Okay, with his iPhone. Now, a lot of people don't believe what I'm about to show you. They think it's a little bit of witchcraft. That's why I like to use other people's phones to do this. Gather around the table. Gather around the table. The name of this app is called Cycloramic. And the first, we're waiting.
Write it down.
Cycloramic. Here's the thing. Unless you have an iPhone 5 or 5S or SE, it's worthless.
Oh, okay. Don't write it down.
I'm just going to show you because it's cool. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure we get the full picture. So I open it up. Guided, hands-free, hold device vertically. And watch what it's going to do. It is going to take a panoramic photo on its own. Hey, come on. Does it vibrate? Vibrate. Hold up. Let me see if this wants to do it.
I mean, I've got panoramic. How does it do that?
It's using the vibration motor in order to actually turn around. Aha! You've seen that on Shark Tank. Here's the funny thing. The day after it came out, like the week after it came out on Shark Tank, you know what came out? The iPhone 6.
Yeah.
The iPhone 6 has rounded corners.
Yeah, can't do it.
Therefore can't stand up on a table. Their recommendation, they made another app that you could take the charger for your phone, put your iPhone 6, not the Plus, you can put your iPhone 6 in the charger and it would rotate around with the charger. So it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But what we're going to do, we're going to stop that, but that's almost magical, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really cool. It almost makes you want to have an old iPhone again, doesn't it?
I got one. Had one, but they took it away and gave me a new one. Yeah.
So save our
Well, this could be, this is the SE, right? This is the new old phone. The new old phone. There we go. So you, oh no, that's not yours. Where's my friend here? There he goes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a little walk. I'm going to make sure we have everything we need, which I think we do. I'm going to extend out the legs of the tripod. We are going to be leaving. If you did not leave anything here, if you left something here, we'll come back down and we'll get it. Rolando's going to be here until we finish. But if you didn't leave anything here, we're going to be leaving from the fitness center at about 5:10. So from the fitness center, if you have everything with you. So you can leave that door open, that's okay. And let us take a walk. The 360, it's an app called Cycloramic, but it only works on the iPhone 5 and 5S and SE. You have one of those? Yeah. I'm going to kill you here for a second. We just need to use this logo. The Ensemble Lounge. Alrighty then. So, this is where we start. Do you see this logo for the Ensemble Lounge right here? Go ahead and pull out your device, your iPhone, your iPad, and take a picture of this sign. You can come closer if you'd like. Go ahead and pull it out and take a picture of that sign. Okay, how many of you are taking it up and down? No, that's okay. That's good. This is long. This is the 1%. Remember I said 99% of the time we are going to go sideways? Step back a little. I don't want you to get that close, because here's the trick. I want you to get the sign, but I also want you to get the wall good as well. Good luck with that one.
Richard?
Just stick to normal photo. We're not going to do anything square. So if we take the picture, we got the picture now, don't worry about the leg, I got it. I got it. So we've got it right there. And we're taking the photo. Go ahead and step back a bit, because I want to show you something. I want the camera to be able to see this. We've got a camera right here. Come on to the side. Come this way. We can't block the traffic. Okay. So, when you take this picture, let it in just a little bit. Yep. When you take this picture right here, this is a hard picture to take because you've got the light coming off the back, you've got everything coming off. So what I want you to do is, if you tap the wall, you'll see that you see the details of the wall. If you tap the sign, you'll see the details of the sign. You see the difference there. That's how you can determine. Now that's a bit bright. Now if you tap the sign, it'll become less bright, but you'll lose the details of the wall, if that makes sense. This is probably the hardest picture on the ship to take, but I'm going to make it even more difficult. Get me in that shot now too. I'm backlit, and everything's kind of in. Go ahead and turn on the flash. Turn on your flash on your device, that's okay. And you're going to have the flash. Let it get by right there. We're going to be done here in just about 30 seconds. Now, the problem is when you turn on the flash, that destroys the back, that destroys the wall. So here's a really cool trick I want to show you. Come in just a drop here. So one of the cool things you can do, and we're going to head out in 30 seconds after this, one of the cool things you can do is you can take someone else's device and you can use their flash to light your face. And then you don't lose that. Don't worry about that. I got him. No, he's fine. He's pretty durable. He's still working fine. That'll be in the video. It's just going to crash. But he's still working fine. I didn't secure the legs enough. So when we take the picture like that, I'm using an external flash. And you see the difference there? So I've done this when I have something backlighting and I don't want to destroy the backlighting. I've done that a couple of times before, which is what's really quite cool. I can do that with the
Why
external
do you have
backlighting
that
external
on?
flash.
Well, 'cause-
Did we all get the grid turned on during the class earlier today? Okay, we are going to go outside now.
Now,
Yeah.
how about that thing where you can push and make it lighter?
You can do that as well. That's up to your own personal preference. So you can push and make it lighter.
And you won't have the flash at that point.
Correct. You won't have the flash at that point. Now we're going to go outside. This is why we could not do this class yesterday. Let's go outside. Ooh, it's really nice outside today. Just a second, Tim.
How do I get the grid on my iPhone? I'll put it on my iPad.
So you're going to go to settings. So to get the grid, you're going to go to settings, photos and camera, and then grid. Okay, so when we have the grid, come on out. When we have the grid, what we're talking about with the grid is we're talking about the rule of thirds. We talked about the rule of thirds already, but I want to talk about something called the horizon line. So if we're holding our phone and we've got the grid and we're holding our phone sideways, we have two lines that show up. Make sure you don't get dripped on. I think there's some water dripping. I don't want anybody to get dripped on, so come over this way. So we have two lines that show up. So go ahead and open up your camera. And you'll have two lines that show up right there. You'll have one that's on the top and one that's on the bottom. When you take a picture of the horizon during a sunrise, what is more interesting, the water or the sky?
The sky.
During a sunrise. The sky is more interesting during a sunrise. So you're going to put the horizon on the bottom line during a sunrise. During a sunset, what's more interesting?
Water.
The water. So you're going to put the sky. You're going to put it on the top line. Does that make sense? So those are called horizon lines. So when we're going out and we have the horizon, we either go with the top line or the bottom line. Here's another challenge, though. Take your picture, and you're going to turn around, and you're going to become our victim right now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a picture of her. Stay right here. So if we need to take a picture of her on the rail, what we're going to do is, you see we have that bottom line. We're going to line up the bottom line with the rail. So we're going to line up the bottom line with the rail. And where are we going to put her face? In the middle of the picture? We're going to put her face in one of the intersecting points of the line. Does that make sense there? So we're going to put her face where the lines actually intersect. So I'll put her face right there. And that's the difference between a professional photo and a non-professional photo. This would also be a good chance to use the portrait mode. So as soon as, I'm going to move in just a second, but you'll see what that's done is that's taken the background and that's blurred out the background, and it's just a portrait. That's a fancy portrait. That's one of the reasons that the 7 Plus does a really good job at that. So you can go through and you can actually take a picture in that way. So sunrise is on the bottom line because the sky is more interesting. Sunset is on the top line because the water is more interesting. Does that make sense? That's actually kind of an interesting one to take. And remember, if you have someone you're centering on, you will put them in the intersecting points. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is shooting pictures through glass. This is one of my favorite things because we get to look, this is a safari. We're going to look at a bunch of animals right now. They're called coffee drinkers in Cafe Al Baccio. So we're going to go to Cafe Al Baccio right over here from the outside. And we're going to take a picture through glass. Because why not? So, biggest problem taking a picture through glass is reflection. Reflection is a terrible thing, but a nice ship. I opened it. I should know. But when you've got glass and you've got a reflection, what you do is you take your phone and put it directly against the glass and tilt it slightly down. What we're going to do is we're going to make all the coffee animals feel bad because we're all going to come up and take pictures of them at the same time. There they come. Say hi.
And then you pull the bottom slightly away.
Pull the bottom slightly. You don't get a pass. Now you notice we have on this window we have a lot of salt and a lot of crap. But you'll notice as soon as you put it right against the glass, it generally focuses right through it.
Oh, they're shooting back, they're
Oh
shooting
look,
back.
look, they got a photo. Someone taking a photo. Someone taking a photo. Everyone, just snap that picture real quick. I can't tell you why. Just snap that picture. I'm not going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because that's no fair. Okay, we can talk about that. Okay, you didn't come to the last class, right? So it's the theater today. No, in the theater today we did something. I was referencing that. Yeah, I can get you that. I can get you that. Cool. So do you see how we actually focused right through what was going on?
Putting back the button, or I didn't get that.
I don't know. What did I say?
Tip it forward.
If you tip it forward, you put the
Like that?
camera at the top. Camera at the top. Flip your phone. One more time. One more time. There we go. So the physical camera needs to be at the top. Let's come right over here. That's why it wasn't working for you, because your physical camera wasn't at the top. Remember, all of these things assume that the physical camera is at the top of the device, okay? Now, next up is right here. It's called a vanishing point illusion. So step back just a bit. I don't want you to be in the camera shot. It's called a vanishing point illusion. These lines that we talked about. You remember the grid lines that we talked about? What we want to do is I want you to take the bottom line. You're going to continually walk up, and you see the rail there? You're going to tilt the phone slightly and follow the rail. So you're not all going to be able to do it from here. We're going to walk forward. We're going to go in the next thing. But you're going to tilt the phone slightly and follow the rail, and you're going to get what's called a vanishing point. So essentially, it's going to look like the lifeboats go on forever. You need to come off a little bit to be able to get that shot. But that's another way you can use the line, is to take a picture, a still picture. Now, do you see where the letter B is right there? Yeah. We're going to be meeting inside at the letter B. Okay. So I'm going to go inside by the letter B, and I'll meet you there.
Do we take multiple? Or
you can take one, you can take multiple. Here's the nice thing. You're on this ship for like 8 more days. You can always come back here on your own and practice this. Nobody knows this. Okay, we're going in at B.
This is from Czech. Your jacket is from Czech.
No, Tech is, it's Scotty Vest, but their brand is Tech, which stands for Technology-Enabled Clothing. But it's called a Scotty Vest. They own both brands. So it says Scotty Vest on the inside.
So probably standing in.
Says tech.
Yeah, so it's,
Let's
this
take a
is,
picture of it. Oh,
It's on the
I thought
list.
it was-
it's on the list.
It's on the list.
Let's have the
of-
list.
I don't know what that was about.
Go ahead and take it real quick. Hit the button. Cool, we can get it later. It's on the list. Okay, so I think almost everyone's in. We're waiting for a couple more people. Step back just a bit. We're going to stay right here for about 3-4 minutes. Then we're going to go up to the top, and then I'm going to show you my favorite place to take pictures of the ship coming into port. Is everybody in? I'm going to close the doors manually once everybody's in. Come on in, guys. I got to close the doors manually. Now we're going to talk about selfies. Selfies. I didn't talk about this the other day. The reason my sister is the first person in my Google Photos library before me, because she has 95,000 selfies that are in my Google Photos library. Everybody's in. Coming in.
I'm in the school. I don't
Close that door. If I don't turn off that door, then weird things happen. Okay, so what we're talking about is we're talking about selfies. Now here's the thing. Which camera is better, the one on the front or the one on the back?
You said the
The one on the back is much better than the one on the front. So I want to show you how you take selfies with the camera on the back. So we're going to open up our camera. We're going to make sure the back camera is selected. That's okay. That's just a phone. So we're going to make sure the back camera is selected, and you should have a little timer. No. You don't need. Yeah, that's fine, but we're not doing anything yet. You got to turn on the timer first.
Oh,
Turn on the timer
no,
first.
this over here.
So you should have a little timer, a little clock. You're going to click on that, and you're going to choose 10S. 10 seconds for the timer. Yep.
Where's the timer?
Timer 10S. And then we're going to choose that, and here's what we're going to do. We're gonna use this 45-degree angle. We have a 90-degree angle here. We're gonna put our phones at a 45-degree angle on that 90-degree angle. And we're going to put them right like this. Make sure your screen is on. Make sure the timer is set to 10 seconds. Everybody can come up here. You leave your phone, and then I'm going to count off phones. Remember, sideways, camera at the top. Camera at the top.
Camera at the top.
Yep.
Camera's at the top.
Sideways, camera at the top. We're using the back camera. And just leave it there, and I'm going to count off cameras. There's enough room for 20 people. I know I do this class every cruise. It's okay. I know how many people we have room for. There should be enough room for all the cameras here.
Yeah, I have too.
And if you're putting your camera down incorrectly, I'm going to correct you. Don't worry, I will correct you. I'll explain I'll give you the
I'm sure 10 seconds is up.
It's okay. Nope, the 10-second timer we have not even started yet.
Oh.
So we haven't started it yet. We just have it sitting here. Now, what I'm going to do is leave all the phones here. Back off. Oh, we got one more. That's okay. We can make some room. Okay. So, do we have all the phones there? What I'm going to do is I'm going to count off the phones. You don't need to worry about what number you are. You just have to know if your number is even or odd. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Can everybody back up so?
Yeah, back on up so everyone can see the phones. That's okay. So we just need to know if your phones are even or odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay? We know whether your phone's even or odd. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with my phone real quick, and then I'll let the evens go and the odds go, and we should be okay. So with my phone, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to press the volume button. It's going to start counting down to take a selfie. It's taking a selfie with the back camera. When it blinks fast 3 times, that means I have 3 seconds left, and
Cool.
takes the selfie. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the odd numbers go first. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Just go ahead. We're not looking to get a perfect picture. I just want you to pick it up, press the volume button, and step back. It's not going to be perfect. I realize that.
The top one.
You should be able to just pick it up, press the volume button, and step back, and it'll start flashing. I got you. You can go to the next group.
That's flashing. No, can't be the volume button.
If your screen went off, it's because the camera app wasn't open. We just need to go put your code in. We'll try it again. Those of you whose camera did flash, go ahead and grab your camera back.
Mine didn't flash, but this is what I have.
So you would click it, and it would do that there. If I had this,
Okay, so I stand the volume button.
the volume button's these buttons.
Okay,
And then the concept. Now let's have the evens do it. Evens, just give it a shot real quick.
Here I am.
What's he doing in my camera roll?
And then just so you can see what's going on. Sorry.
Did you do yours yet? No, have you taken your picture?
Ready? Yeah.
Take a burst.
It does take a burst.
Fix into it, doesn't it?
No, it's designed to do that. It's designed to do that. There's no real way to undo that. It's not going to be perfect. If you want perfection, I'm going to show you how you do this perfectly. As soon as everybody finishes giving it a shot once, you press, no, then there's something wrong. It's not flashing. You've got it flashing. It's not flashing because you're in a filter. Now it'll flash.
Mine flashed, but I don't know if it
You're in a
took a
filter. Let me
picture.
check yours.
Picture, but I didn't.
If you have the camera app open, the screen won't go off. So you got a 10-second timer, hit photo. That's unique, yeah. Some of yours are okay.
All I got was all this.
That's unique. Ah, did you have the front camera? So do you, okay. So those of you that had it counted down but didn't flash, we're using the back camera. It's only going to flash if you have the back camera set up. So if you have the back camera set up, it'll flash. This had the front camera set up. We want to use the back camera, then it'll flash. To give you an idea. So whoever's phone that is, they both had the front camera set up. Either the volume up or the volume down button. But let me show you the let me show you the yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna show one more thing. Upstairs. I wanna show you the professional way to do this. Everybody, scooch in, get in with my phone. I'm gonna show you the right way to do this. We're gonna take a quick selfie. Here's how I do it. I just use my watch. This is the Apple Watch camera remote. And you can just open the watch and we can do a 3-second timer.
Spaghetti.
And then it's actually taking a picture there. So that's the cool thing. It's in, there's a little camera app right there. That's how you open the camera remote. And then it'll open your camera.
So there's a 3-second and a 10-second.
There's a 3-second and a 10-second. I'm going to show you 2 more things. They're both on the same deck. We're going up to deck 12. If you don't have any belongings, you're welcome to leave from deck 12. But what I want to show you is I want to show you how HDR works. So I want to make sure we should all have HDR auto set to on. So HDR set to auto. So click on HDR on the top and choose auto. There's only one place I can consistently make HDR work, which is on deck 12 in the solarium. You have HDR on deck auto? Okay. So click HDR auto. You got it? Okay. So it's on deck 12 in the solarium. Now, if we go up to the solarium, what you're going to notice is there is a green wall with some white flowers in it. That is going to automatically trigger an HDR photo. I just want you to see when it says HDR so you can see what happens when it says HDR when it's triggered automatically. After that, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is I'm going to take you up to that place where I took the time lapse from. Remember the time lapse I showed you this morning by the gym? A lot of people don't know how to get out there because, well, there's no sensor. So you'll stand in front of the door forever if you don't know the trick. So I'm going to show you how to get out there and how to take a time lapse. How you take time lapse.
Just leave your camera out there for 10 hours?
I just left my camera out there for 10 hours. Yeah.
Richard, my old one only has on or off.
Yeah, that's okay. You could just, you'll see what it does on the others.
Okay.
You can turn it to on.
What does it stand for?
HDR stands for High Dynamic Range. We talked about, were you in this morning or you missed this morning? Did you come to the theater? Okay. So you got to come to the theater ones too, because tomorrow we've got an apps one in the theater as well. So that one's at 10:15. I know that's early, but there's no hour forward tomorrow, so it's easier. 10:15 tomorrow morning. 10:15 every morning. We're skipping the day before Lisbon, but we're doing it Lisbon Day, but we don't get into Lisbon until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
So we're going to take 2 separate elevators up to deck 12. So we need to be on 12.
My watch came up with that.
Yes, because you're probably on airplane mode and don't have the Bluetooth on. You have to turn the Bluetooth on your phone to be able to get the...
Do you need a hand?
No, I'm okay. I'm
Should
okay.
it stand on automatic or on
HDR should be on automatic, yes.
automatic?
Automatic, yeah. If you take it on, it's going to take a significant amount of space on your device to do that, and it's not going to do you much good. I should just find some way to get authorization to take the freight elevators up here, then we can fit all of us on it, but no, we got to take the nice elevators. Aww.
Oh, yeah, come on. So
Now it's good. Yeah, give it a second. It takes a second to load up.
just press the middle one, yeah?
Yes, but it'll show you a preview of what's going on in a few seconds' time.
When I go to camera.
No, on your watch. If we open it, it should open the camera on its own. It's just going to take it. It's going to take it a second.
These people were waiting. You
That's
guys go
okay.
first, lead us.
Yeah, let them in, and we'll follow as many as we can, and we'll take another elevator.
What floor are you going to?
Deck 12. We're going to meet in this lobby right on deck 12. This lobby where it is on deck 12. I'm going to send with you to deck 12. Here you go. Have a good one.
Good.
We'll know what's going on.
That's your chance.
My stabilizer here. Whatever this is his camera, isn't it?
You're going with his kid.
Yeah.
I'm not going to press the button again.
Toys here.
has so many gadgets. I guess he needs a bigger cabin to store all his stuff.
He needs 2 vests.
No, es para capturar.
Hasta luego.
So let's see if I turn it around this way. He's watching us.
Probably.
And recording us.
You should say nice things about him now.
Yes. He's good. He's very good.
He's the best.
So let's see if we can get.
He said to wait right
Yeah. Let's get him coming off the elevator.
There's the group. Did we talk about bad things in the elevator? Of course we did. I'm going to watch back the video later. We're going to go outside. Now, I want you to remember, we are not taking pictures of the people. We're taking pictures of the wall.
Okay.
The people don't like to get taken pictures of. Because then they go, some weird guy in a safari hat came and took weird pictures of me.
Even if we give them $1.
Well, you know, we're in a cashless ship. I think they have some of them will have a small little swipe coming up from the back of their bathing suit. I believe that's where you dip the CPAS card. If you understood that joke, good for you. So we're going to open up the camera in HDR, and you're just going to point it towards this wall. We're going to go on the other side of the wall here. Open the camera and just point it towards that wall. Yes, that wall. And it should automatically run in HDR. If you have HDR on auto, it should automatically showing HDR. So it's automatically that I take all my panoramas at.
So why are we taking a picture of the wall?
Because what it's doing is it's blending together all of the colors. So it's making the greeners green and the whiters white. So when you go to HDR Auto and it finds, I wanted you to see when you raise it up, it'll actually find it as an HDR. If you have HDR Auto, it's maybe right out here as it normally is. Let me see if I can get you to do it with my phone. Let's see. There we go. See how it says HDR right up there? Yeah. It should come up. So if you look on my phone, you can see it. It should come up. It's not super bright outside. That may be what's going on.
Can you turn it on?
You can just turn it on, but it takes significantly more space to just keep it turned on. That's the trouble there. If it doesn't come up, you can just turn it on. It takes a lot more space just to turn it on, though. Because, and I'll talk about this in the lobby. I'll talk about this in the lobby up here. There we go. You're a better chance over here because there's more sun coming in from over here. All right. And the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get out to that bridge. Yeah.
Well, I don't see any difference. I don't either.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm just showing you how it triggers. This is not going to cause a big difference. I just
Okay.
wanted to show you what it looked like when it triggered.
Okay.
I know there's not a big difference.
Okay.
This is the only place I can trick it on the ship to trigger the auto. Where it's going to work a lot better is if you have a waterfall and you have some trees or something like that.
Okay.
There's not enough white in there to really trick it.
Okay.
But I just wanted you to see what it did.
Okay.
That's the only place I can guarantee trick the auto to work.
And when I told the man in the water we were taking his picture, he was disappointed.
Aww. So, the last thing I'm going to show you, how many of you have ever been to the thing directly above the bridge on top of the gym? Good. Okay, you've been there? So, no, it's directly above the bridge. There's the thing in front of the gym. It's directly above the bridge wings.
Okay, yes.
So I'm going to show you how to get there because it's a little confusing and people for many years are like, why can't I get out in front of the ship? It's because you have to hit a button. So, if you have a hat, you might want to tighten it. So let me just point this out to everyone. So there's no sensor on this door, so you won't be able to get through if there's a sensor. So everybody stands in front of the door, pries the door, does everything like that. I'm going to wait for everyone to come in. This is very simple. There's a button.
Just like a bathroom.
I know, but it's because the people are always working out and stuff in front of here that they've removed the sensor.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people don't know how to get out here.
Okay.
All you have to do is press the button.
Bottom button?
Just press the button.
Women's restroom.
Yeah, but there is no sensor on the inside of the gym. Oh, and we're going a lot slower. Yeah, but here's the nice thing about this. This is directly above the bridge wings. So this is exactly the same view that the captain gets without the window needed. So this is where I take all my panoramas, all my HDRs, all these different things that I take as we pull in or pull out of port. Now here's a nice thing. I did not mention this in the earlier class. If it's cold or if it's windy outside, you can sit down on the floor and this glass protects you. So you can get under it and it actually protects you from rain. I'm gonna be doing next cruise, I'm gonna be doing this because we're sailing into Norway. We're sailing into the Norwegian fjords.
Oh, okay.
I have the Alaskan fjords, but I don't have the video of the Norwegian fjords. So when we go into Geringer Fjord next cruise, I'm gonna set it up here. Now here's the dirty secret. She called me on something. I'm probably can't do without my phone for that many hours, so I'll use my GoPro for that.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't use my GoPro for the other one, but I will probably use my GoPro.
And we'll come out here and we'll go, oh, there's his GoPro.
There's his GoPro. It's free. Let's go get it. No. So we're gonna go back inside. We're gonna wrap up and let you know where we're headed tomorrow. It's raining. I know. We're getting inside. There is a sensor getting back inside. No buttons needed to press.
Okay.
That's the nice thing. We're going to go back to the spa lobby. Back to the lobby of the spa. We'll wrap up right up there.
Ever watch Alton Brown?
I do watch Alton Brown. Of course I watch Alton Brown.
You're unique yourself, but like a Don DeLuise,
I'll take it.
Alton Brown.
I'll take it.
Take it?
I'll take it. I'm not hating on Alton Brown. We'll come right over here. I don't want to disturb anything that's going on. So, let's fix this up. So, come in. So this essentially concludes our safari that we were doing today. Tomorrow, we're going to meet again at 10:15. We're doing apps in the theater tomorrow. That's one of my funnest favorite classes because it's all just whatever. No, abs are up here. Apps are down in the theater. We're going to be doing apps tomorrow in the theater at 10:15, and then we'll be back in. Like I said, it's okay if you want to float. I had a couple people from this one float there, a couple from that one float there. We have enough room that we can take 2 or 3 people in different places. Tomorrow and the next day, we're going to do the advanced settings class. Now, what that's going to include is that's going to have all kinds of different things. I'm going to talk about different battery packs. I showed you one battery pack today. I'm going to show you this battery pack, which is the one that I use a lot of the times. I'm going to show you my phone case, which this is going to, I'll answer this question tomorrow. I never actually plug my phone in. It charges wirelessly. As does the battery pack, as does everything like that. We're going to talk about, I'll show you all those cables and all that stuff, but it charges wirelessly. We're going to go through a bunch of stuff, cases, screen protectors, different things that no one ever told you, because here's the thing. Generally, when people do things like that, they have a financial incentive to tell you to get this case, that case. I'm just going to show you what I believe are the best cases, if that makes sense. And at some point tomorrow, we're going to pause, and then we're going to pick it up the next day. We have 2 days worth of settings and things like that. Any questions you have during that class, I've left enough time to ask questions and things like that. The major thing, though, is I want you to start coming up with some questions for our questions class. So that's going to be on the C day after Lisbon. We're going to have our questions class because I at least need them the day before so I can get everything together, make sure I have all the programs installed on my computer for that, everything like that. That one will be different, so please submit the questions to the class that you're actually going to be in, because if you float to the wrong class, you're going to hear everyone else's questions. If you don't have anything to pick up, feel free to head out from here. If you do, we're going to head downstairs, we're going to pick up everything from Orlando, and we're going to pack everything up. That's it from me. Let me zoom out. Bye!